So you're probably wondering who the heck I am and what is going on. First of all, if you follow me at all on social media in any sort of way, I am no longer on social media. I think my last post was in September of 2018. And I've been MIA since then. So like I was saying, if you had followed me at all on Instagram, you will have known that or have seen that my last post was probably September of 2018. That is because I gave up social media. So I quit social media, we broke up, we're no longer together. So this video is a video about why I left social media. I've been wanting to make this video for a little while, but didn't really have the nerve to come on camera and do it. But I feel like it's a topic that really needs to be shared. I quit Instagram in 2018 in September, and my profile is still active, so it's still there. If you were to look it up on Instagram, it's still there. I decided cold turkey I was going to just get off Instagram. It was a decision that I had been thinking about doing for a long time, and then I just kind of bit the bullet and did it. The reasoning behind why I pieced out to Instagram. So I was finding that social media was taking up I'm going to be really honest here. It was taking up my life. I was finding that I was obsessing over it. If I wasn't on Instagram, I was obsessing over getting back on Instagram. If I was away from it for like an hour, I found that I kind of had this nervous tick where I freaked out and I needed to look at my phone and see what everybody was doing, what everybody was wearing, or what fabulous lives, other people were leading. It really consumed my life, and it consumed my thoughts, and it took me to probably one of the darkest times I can really remember. I was having FOMO like crazy. I was getting my feelings hurt like crazy. If I were to get on Instagram and see people hanging out or going out to dinner or hanging out in general, I was like, well, why wasn't I invited? And I was getting my feelings hurt left, right, and sideways, and I was starting to harbor a lot of anxiety. For one thing, my anxiety level was through the roof. I just was getting my feelings hurt all the time, and that, whether people were meaning to do that or not, that just takes a toll on you the longer it happens. So I was having serious FOMO, getting my feelings hurt, feeling depressed, feeling really anxious. If I didn't have my phone with me, I would get really anxious about it. And also I noticed that every 5 minutes I was opening my phone and I was going on to Instagram, to the app. I would just automatically just unlock my phone and then click on Instagram and open it up. And I was just endlessly and mindlessly scrolling. I found that I became a bigger consumer also with being on Instagram. I needed to have more. I wasn't content with my life, and I wasn't content with what I have. I have a beautiful house. I live in California. I, have an incredible husband. I have an amazing dog. I have a great life, but it wasn't enough. I found that I needed more. I needed more, and I needed more. And I was constantly filling myself with social media, and that I needed more from social media, and I needed the next best thing. So this person's wearing this Gucci handbag or these shoes or this denim, this brand of denim. I need that. And so I was spending money, and I'm not gonna lie, I ran our bank account into the red on numerous times because I was mindlessly spending, because I was seeing, oh, you know, like so-and-so is wearing this amazing thing, I need it. And it became like I needed the status of having like labels and the brands. And the more I saw on Instagram, the more I saw like the cool girls wearing it, I needed to have it too. And so I would just go online and click buy, you know, done. And so I became a bigger consumer, and I didn't like that about myself. You know, things, filling myself with things and filling my home with things that I didn't need. And I found like at first it's like a huge high. You're buying all these things and you're finally like a cool girl, and but that only lasts for a very short time, and then you're empty again and you need to fill it. So I'd get back on social media and be like, okay, go to my favorite Instagram pages and see, okay, what is she wearing? What is she doing? And then the stories, the Instagram stories is probably one of the worst and best ideas ever, because that's where it really hit me the most, like the FOMO thing, because I would see everybody's stories, like people hanging out, they're getting wine and like coffee and dinners, and they're having dinners with everyone over, and I was like, well, why aren't we invited? Why am I not invited? I didn't like who I had become, and I'd become this crazy person who needed to fit in, who needed the labels, I was just constantly consuming, whether it was content or clothing or makeup or the next greatest thing. I was constantly consuming, and I hated that about myself. I think it hit me the hardest was when iPhone came out with the screen time thing. So, and it made it very apparent like how much time you were actually spending on your phone and what you were spending your time looking at. Looked at my screen time, and I would notice like, and I'm not gonna lie, and this sounds bad, but this is like the reality of it. I was spending at least 5 hours a day, like on a daily basis, on social media. It's just such an easy thing to do, and in this day and age, it's so easy to just like unlock your phone and just scroll through Instagram. You see it all the time. Like, people have lost the art of the conversation. People stopped communicating with each other. I also got sick of the point where I was sitting in a room with like 10 to 15 people, and what were we doing? We weren't having any kind of face-to-face conversation. What we were doing is we were sitting on our phones. And I hated that. I hated that we've lost touch with each other. And what's really important and what we've made important is our social media. Like how we can perfect our social media, how we can make our lives look perfect and glittery and incredible on social media. When really it's like everybody has so many problems, but nobody shows that. Nobody shows the real you on Instagram. It's all edited, you know? I hated what it was doing to me. And I hated feeling like I was never going to be good enough. I became really, really low and didn't feel like I had much self-worth. I felt like I'm never going to be good enough. I can never have enough things that I'm going to have this status on Instagram. And it's ridiculous when you think about it, but anymore, it's like that's kind of what we're striving for, is to be perfect and to show our perfect little lives on Instagram. I'd had enough of it. I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done with not having real conversations anymore. I'm done with spending money and consuming so much stuff, whether it was content or just shopping or makeup. Like, I love makeup, I love shopping, but like it got to an extreme. I'm also gonna be really honest, like I hate when people say, oh yeah, we're friends, but like we're only friends on like socials. It's like, that's not real friendships. Like, you can have like 1,000 followers or like tens of thousands of followers and millions of followers, but how many real friends do you actually have? Like, that are physical friends in your life? And for me, it was like my whole life was just screen time. To sum it up is, I got off social media. I love it. I feel like such a massive weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And if you asked me if I would go back to social media as of right now, no, I'm not. I don't like it. I think it is a great way of taking your reality and warping it and making it seem like your life is terrible. And basically like you don't have enough, you're not gonna be good enough, you're never going to have enough is pretty much what I get out of social media anymore. And I found with being off it, my mood has gotten so much better. I feel so much more confident about myself and who I am. And I have real conversations with people. And what's so bizarre is after I got off social media, because I was so used to only communicating through my phone, I actually found it to be really awkward to talk to people and have a real conversation face to face. Sometimes I still feel like it's weird, but that's just to show you like how much it consumes your life and how much it consumed my life. Like I found like having a real life conversation with someone was so weird. I don't feel like I have to strive to be something more than what I already am. And I don't consume. That was probably like one of the biggest changes for like obviously your mood and your emotional and mental health is a huge deal, but to look at what you're consuming and then to take a big step back and then to really stop the majority of your consuming. So like I obviously like I'm never going to quit shopping. That's just like ingrained in me since birth, I think. But I don't spend nearly as much. And when I do spend money, it's not because of what I saw on Instagram. I like who I am now as a person. I feel like I feel lighter, if that makes sense. I feel more excited about my future. I have anxiety. That's another video for another time. But I find that like when I look at my phone, I don't get anxious like I used to. I love that I now like enjoy getting outside and like being in the outdoors and like not worrying about, oh, do I need to Instagram where I'm hiking at today or like going on a walk. Sometimes and this is probably because I've been on it for social media for so long, but there are some times where I do miss it. But I step back and I kind of think, okay, but like, why do I miss it? Because I'm missing the validation that I was getting from random strangers, people I never even met in my life. I felt like their opinion of me and their validation was more important than my husband's opinion of me and his validation, or who I say I am, you know, or like who I know that I am and my identity. And I felt like that was being ripped away from me on social media. I love now that I don't worry about other people's opinion as much. I was so concerned about what other people thought of me and the way I was projecting myself that it consumed my life. It consumed my thought life, and emotionally it just destroyed me. It shut down any self-confidence. And I know I sound like a broken record that I keep like reiterating it, but like that's how it really was. I love that I don't really worry that much about people's opinions of me anymore. I just worry about what Andrew thinks and what I think, and you know, my good friends that surround me, like their opinions are what matter. Like strangers' opinions shouldn't matter, but that's what social media drills into you, is that you need validation from this many followers, like you need this many likes, you need to always be striving to like get validation from outside. of your own reality, and people are becoming consumed with Instagram, and that is their reality. So I broke up with Instagram. We are not friends, we're not best friends, we're not even acquaintances. I don't flirt with Instagram. It was a hardcore, solid, I love you, but I hate you, and I love myself more, so I'm breaking up with you. So that is kind of like the whole gist behind this video. This video needed to happen. I needed to share it. I needed to voice, to share my voice and why I think you need to break up with Instagram too. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think everybody needs to break up with Instagram. I just think it's just so unhealthy. If you see me in real life, let's have a real conversation. Feel free to message me. If you would like to see more content from me, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all are having a great day. And remember, social media, Instagram is not real life. It's not your life. It's fake life. It's like fake news. It's fake life. It's not real life. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and for all of you that have questions about where I've been on social media, why I'm not on social media anymore, I hope this video answers some of your questions. Go have a real conversation with somebody. Go hug somebody. Go outside and enjoy the weather. And I love you guys so much. Thank you again for watching, and I will see y'all later. Mwah! Bye! Okay, hopefully this is recording. This will be an interesting intro. Alright. Do you like it? Does it look good? Does it look okay? Alright.